I want to get involved in these characters like nothing else. Let's judge and move on. I'm not going to finish this whole series this year. That is redonkulous. I have a very small brain. Doesn't hold information for a very long time. Hello and welcome back to the first video of the year, and today I'm going to be going over the series that I need to finish in 2023. I'm naming 2023 the year of the series. It's the year I want to finish all the series that I've started, or at least most of them. The ones that I have priority over, I'm going to go over today, which kind of is, I think, most of them. The other ones I'm not too fussed at this point. It's been so long now, I've kind of almost given up on them, and it'll just be in a moment of madness that I go back to them and try and finish them. But these ones are my top that I want to complete, or the last 2 years potentially, and I just want to read these series really badly. I want to start a load as well, so I was going to combine this video, but then I thought it's going to get too long because there's so many more series that I want to start. That's basically my entire TBR, so maybe I'll do a different video for that. But this one is all the series that I've started and would like to complete in 2023. But let's get started. One that kind of sneaked in there, and it's going to be maybe a priority because of a read along that's going on YouTube at the moment that I would like to take part of, because I feel like it's the only way to get me through this series or consistently sticking with this series. And I read the first 50 pages ages ago, like over a year ago now, so technically I have started it, which is why I've included it. But that is The Eye of the World and the rest of the Wheel of Time series. I'm not going to finish this whole series this year. That is redonkulous. There is 11, I want to say. Not sure off the top of my head, but there is a ridiculous amount of books. They were all about this chunky, and they expand a very large amount of time. My plan is to read this one in January, and I think the read along reads one book every 2 months, so I'm hoping to continue on with that and read 6 books of this in the year, which is pretty impressive. I feel like I would be incredibly impressed myself if I managed to stick to that. And I feel like I kind of did enjoy what I read. I just wasn't in the frame of mind to be reading fantasy at the time. It was like just before the big reading slump of 2022. I feel like if I get back into this, I'll enjoy it a lot more, and I'm excited to try it and give it another go and see what all the fuss is about. Also, Brandon Sanderson helped write and wrote the last few in the series. He picked it up after Robert Jordan died, so I kind of want to read that just because I love Sanderson and I want to read all his adult fantasy out there in the world. Next, I have a series that I'm hoping to complete because the third one comes out, I believe, in May or June time, and that is the Jasmine Throne Burning Kingdoms trilogy. The first 2 are out at the moment. I read the first one last month, or 2 months ago now, since it's now January, and the second one I have here to read. But my friend just read it and then she really didn't like it, so it's kind of like made me more hesitant. But I think I just need to power through. We tend to have quite different tastes in fantasy, so hopefully that means I will like it. But I do need to keep going with it because otherwise I'm going to lose momentum. I'm going to forget all the characters and it's not going to be a good time. The first book is really good. There's a lot going on, so you do have to kind of take your time with just placing all the characters and the names. A lot of them are quite similar, and there's a lot to get your head around with the magic and the religion and just the whole world building setup. I need to keep going, otherwise I'm going to forget it all. And then I'll read the third one, hopefully midsummer-ish. Next, we have the one I'm most embarrassed that is on this list because it really should not. But I am rereading the books in the series on audiobook before I get to this, and I need to get a jiggle on because I've only reread the first one and it's taken me like half a year to do that, and I've got 2 more to go, and I just haven't done it yet, so I need to. And that is Brandon Sanderson's Rhythm of the War, which is the 4th book in the Storm Light Archive and my all-time favourite series. I think that's maybe that's some kind of subconscious reason that I haven't picked it up yet, because I'm so excited to read it, but that also is just like so much pressure at the same time. And Sanderson has another 4 books coming out if you were an early subscriber to the Kickstarter. But for the rest of us folk, he has 3 coming out and then 1 coming out next year. 3 of them are to do with the Cosmere, and I would love to be caught up with the Cosmere before I start reading those. I don't think it will, at least not before the first one comes out, I think in April, potentially. But I mean, a girl can dream and plan and try her best, and that's what I'm going to do. The next trilogy will be no surprise that it's on here, and that is the Joe Abercrombie second, I don't even know if what's this one called? I don't know what this trilogy is called, but it is a second trilogy set in his world that follows the children of the characters from the first trilogy. One of my all-time favourite trilogies that I read last year. One of my all-time favourite books is written in this world. It's a standalone, so it's not technically within the series, but it is a series. I'm including that. I haven't started the first one yet, but I've read the world. I've started the chronological order of these books, so I'm including it in this as a series to continue and to finish. But he's incredible, very dark, very funny, great characters. It's the characters you read these books for, I have to say. If you're a plot driven person, you might struggle a little bit with these books. just because the plot's there to show the characters at their best. And I love that, but some people do not. I'm very excited to get to this, and I cannot wait. Next, we have a duology that I have needed to finish for an incredibly long time. I read The Mask of Mirrors, I want to say in between the last lockdown we had. It must have been 2021. So it has been kind of a while now. And I remember being utterly confused by it, but loving the ride that I went along with. So I have high hopes for the next one. Like, I have bought it. The covers are gorgeous. I love the covers. But I do want to reread this one, or at least re-listen to it, just because I can't remember what happened. It was so long ago now. I have a very small brain. Doesn't hold information for a very long time. So I need to reread this to then reread this. But it is kind of chunky, and I'm slow with rereads anyway. It's over 600 pages long. So that's kind of what's making me hesitate a little bit with rereading it before I dive into that. But I just need to bite the bullet one day. I need to do it. I need to maybe get the audiobook or something like that and just listen to it and then get on my way and read the second book, because I think it'll be a lot better than I remember it being. Even though I did enjoy it, but I just had no idea what's going on. But maybe I will now because I've got a little bit more grounding. But that's kind of a priority. If I would say mid-year. If it gets to June and I haven't reread the first one yet, I need to get a shimmy on. So for the penultimate series is another one that I kind of need to reread the first two, I would say, because I have one left in the trilogy. I can't remember anything that happened in the second book. And to read the second book, I feel like I need to give the first book another chance because I didn't love it as much as I wanted to love it. I discussed it a lot more in depth in a recent video that I did, which I will link, talking about books I wish I could reread again. But we have The Assassin's Apprentice, the first trilogy in this world, but I need to reread the first two because I read the second one on audiobook, and I don't know about anyone else, I tend not to be able to read books for the first time on audiobook. They tend to have to be rereads for me. I don't have the capacity to listen to them, process them, and fully follow the story along in the depth and give it the attention that I would like to give it. So then at the end of it, I finish it and then I can't remember anything that happened. So if I'm rereading a book, that's fine because I can kind of dip in and out. I don't have to give it my whole focus and I can still follow along the story. But if I'm listening to it for the first time, it's just not going to happen. But I did do that with The Royal Assassin because that was the book that kind of put me in the reading slump of 2022 and it didn't go well. So I would like to reread it because I do like it. I don't know why I didn't like it, because I liked it, but I just didn't want to read it. If that makes sense. I just wasn't feeling it, but I was enjoying it, just not enough to want to read it. I know that's contradictory, but it's true. So I want to give this whole trilogy another really good go and then reread the third one and then continue on with the whole world because there's an immense amount of books in this world that deserve my attention. I just haven't given it to them yet. And then finally, a series that I've literally just begun 2 days ago. It is The Lies of Lamora by Scott Lynch. You're probably looking and thinking, why have you got the first and the last book? And you know what? I have not got the second book. I've only got the third book. I need to get the second book. I don't know why I've got it in this order. I just do. Let's judge and move on. But I just started The Lies of Lamora. I am currently 50 pages in and I'm really enjoying it so far. I feel like we've not quite got past the introductory building stage. We haven't got into the main plot yet. So I'm excited to see where that goes and what it is. But I'm hoping it's good, basically, because I have the third book, so I have to kind of like it. Hoping to finish this and be the first read of the year that's like really good, starting off with a high. The first book of the year is always a big pick. It's a big decision to go for. I'm hoping this will be a good one. We'll see. We'll see if I end up finishing the series in the year, because again, I want to power through a lot more series. I want to be engrossed in series, I want to get involved in these characters like nothing else. I don't want to kind of like dip in and out, and hopefully it'll all go well, because if it doesn't, then, well, 2023 will not be the year that I've planned, but that's okay as well. So let me know down below any series that you have priority on reading in 2023. Please do like and subscribe. It does really, really help my channel, and I will see you in the next video next Sunday.